So this video is about 3 supplements that are proven by science, that I actually recommend and that I actually use, right? So supplement industry has been taking a complete beating at the moment. Idiots on Instagram using Adobe to make themselves look better than they are to get following and deceive people. You've had other zealots saying that, you know, there's absolutely no use of supplementation, it's a scam, yada yada yada. I think that's really irresponsible advice. I think there is a place for supplements. They're exactly that, supplemental to your nutrition regime, but used smartly and intelligently, I think they can have a really positive impact and give you back time, right? So let's get straight into it. So number 1, whey protein, right? So why do I use whey protein? I just mentioned it, convenience. Yes, it's possible to get protein in your amino acids and everything else from your diet, right? But it's not always appropriate to go home and turn the George Foreman on. It's not always appropriate to be cooking stuff up and having it cold. Sometimes, you know, it's just really convenient to grab a whey protein shake, shake it up, off you go. You know, have that alongside a meal to up your protein content. I think that's perfect. I mean, that's the place where this is absolutely key, right? So again, supplemental, right? You can add it. You know, you can decide if you're getting enough protein in. For me, I don't get enough protein in from just purely nutritional sources, dietary sources. So I supplement this. So that's the number 1. Number 2 is actually really key in what it's made up of. It's amino acid profile, right? So it's made up of essential amino acids, right? And I'll go into more detail what those are. So essential amino acids are essentially things that you cannot make yourself. You need to get those in from external sources, food sources. So it's full of EAAs. It's full of BCAAs or BCAAs, which you've probably seen popularized over the last few years, branched chain amino acids. Okay, and what's really important about those is one specific one called leucine. So recently, there's been some studies that show that leucine has a really prominent effect in protein synthesis. Okay, more terms coming at you. Protein synthesis, why is that interesting to you or the general population? Well, protein synthesis has a key role in hypertrophy or responses to hypertrophy or whichever way around you look at it. And again, why is that important to the general population? You know, that's muscle growth, that's a pathway for muscle growth, and that's a pathway for repair. So 2 of those things, right, you know, really, really key things. So, and the third thing, taste. You know, if you're on a calorie restricted diet, right, you maybe can't get in some of your food choices you'd like to, or you maybe have a very specific macronutrient regime you're aiming for. If you can add in an additional bit of protein to things like Greek yogurt, you can make it taste like something like ice cream, and you can do some really clever things with it. And you know, and you're not going to skew your macros. You're not going to throw in additional calories. You know, you can have a really nice treat, and you're just making use of some great amino acids. And like I say, the supplement industry's done a fantastic job making this stuff great, and it mixes really easy. So yeah, that's the 3 things. Okay, the second thing is creatine. Okay, so high intensity exercise like weight training, sprinting, sport uses an energy pathway that uses a thing called phosphocreatine, right? So phosphocreatine is basically what happens to creatine when it gets ingested and sent out to be stored in all different places, including the testes if you're really interested, but anyway, that's another story. So creatine, so if you supplement with creatine, right, it means that you can perform more optimally for longer in those high intensity activities, right? So that means you get more quality volume, which is going to have a really great effect on your training, yada yada yada. So, you know, if you can perform more optimally for longer in a certain type of activity, then hey, it makes sense, right? So by supplementing with creatine, on a good regimented creatine supplementation, you can increase your muscle stores about 20%, the literature says. So, you know, that's pretty good, right? And when you talk about return on investment, you know, you can get a tub of this stuff for $30, £30. It can last months at a time. And why can it last months at a time? Because you only need to take 5 grams a day. Now, you can argue to say that you could load it. I personally don't. Up to about 30 days, you're taking 5 grams a day, you'll hit your saturation point. After that, you know, there's a diminishing return, so you just need to keep it topped up. So 5 grams a day is actually a reasonable recommendation. If you want to get up to that saturation point quicker, you can do a slight loading phase, but I tend to err on the side of caution now. I just think just 5 grams, you'll be absolutely fine. So that's in there. The other thing is that you know, you can. Creatine brings in water into the muscle, right? It brings water. It's hydrophilic, it tracks water. So one of the side effects I find is that I feel a lot fuller, right? When I'm supplementing using creatine. One thing to note, right, and this comes up quite a lot, creatine is completely natural. Your body can synthesize creatine, and it can take it in from dietary sources like fish and meat. You know, it's perfectly natural. So it's a good addition. It's dead cheap. I recommend it. Okay, and the third thing is caffeine, right? So caffeine is a stimulant, right? So don't get too excited by the word stimulant. It has stimulating effect properties. It's not ephedrine. It's not anything super crazy. It's not a thyroid hormone. It's a stimulant. Again, why is that important? So the literature shows that in trained athletes or trained people or the trained population, that you can increase your peak power performance or increase your power performance by supplementing using creatine. So before you train, if you take caffeine, there's a potential for you to be able to push harder, right? And again, if you can push harder over the volume that you do, that will have a positive impact on your training, on your muscle growth, on your muscle tissue. So that's one of the reasons why I use caffeine. Some of the other things to think about is that some of the literature says that it can mobilize the free fatty acids in your adipose tissue. What does that mean? It means that you could better utilize your body fat for energy during exercise. Proposed, okay? So, you know, you've got to do some more reading on that. So that could be a positive impact, which then may have downstream effects like improved aerobic performance. So if you're a runner, you know, the caffeine may promote a improved performance in that through some of the pathways we just described. So that was a quick whiz bang tour, probably 100 miles an hour. If you've watched my stuff, you know I'm a quick talker, passionate about this. I hope you found that useful. Like I said, I can do more videos about the more luxurious supplements that I take. I can do one on what maybe there isn't enough literature to support or is not supported at all. You know, we can go into more details on BCAAs, leucine, essential amino acids. I don't mind, man, I'm here. I just provide this information. Come and get what you need. Again, if you like this, like it. If you want something specific in another video, comment. Maybe subtitles. But yeah, that's that. I'll catch you guys soon.